Joining us this morning, our friends from Drakewell Museum. Good to see Michael and Erin. Morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
Welcome.
Good morning.
But it's so strange. Last time you guys were on, we were talking about the last Wisdom and Wine event, and now April's passed us by pretty much, and we're into May almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a crazy month. The whole year's flying by, but we're pretty excited because coming up in May, we have a lot going on at Drakewell.
That's great. You know, Erin, so much preparation for so many activities this year. I don't know how you're managing to get all this stuff in, but there's really a lot coming up on us, and it's coming quickly.
Yeah, we have 3 big events coming up in May at Drakewell, along with just the general reopening of the replica. So the big event we're excited about right now, though, is on May 7th is Spring Gas Up. We usually only have a fall gas up, which is where we partner with the Pioneer Steam and Engine Gas Society at Drakewell, but this year we're having one in the spring as well. So on May 7th, the public's invited from 9 to 3 o'clock to come to the museum. There will be cars, trucks, model engines, oil field equipment, all kinds of things, as well as refreshments from the Hydetown Auxiliary group. It's just a family-friendly event. Also, the Friends of Drakewell members all get into this event for free, so we know it's going to be crowded.
Wow.
But we really encourage people to come out that day. It's regular admission, and there's something for everyone to do.
Another reason to become a member, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you have a family of 4 and you're going to pay for admission for the day, it's worth it to get the $50 membership for a year because you get to go to both Pithole and Drakewell for an entire year for free, plus discounts in the museum store and all kinds of events that are free only for you.
That's great.
Right.
All
It's
right.
well worth it.
And that's such a big event to begin with. So many folks talk about it and get very excited about just being part of that day.
Yeah. It's my first one I'll get to attend, and I think Michael as well. So
Yeah, it's exciting to see the machinery in action and the excitement around the people that bring the machinery in. They're so excited to share it with the public.
That's great. All right. So that's coming up Saturday, May 7th.
yes.
Okay.
Yep, 9 to 3.
Spring Gas Up at Drakewell. Okay. But that's not all.
That's not all. No,
But
the
wait,
next,
there's more.
Well, the next event, I'm sorry to say, but happy to say as well, that is sold out. We are having an oil boom era historic dinner on May 18th at Drakewell, and it's a special event to raise money for the David L. Weber Internship for Research. It's a really wonderful dinner that we're going to have inside the museum, featuring recipes from the oil region exclusively. So Bill Moore, who's one of our board advisors and long-time advocate for Drakewell, has written a book called Titusville Eats, A Social History, and he's compiled over 800 recipes from this region from the late 1800s, really early 1900s as well, and the social histories of the people who wrote the recipes. So at the dinner, he'll be announcing each course of the meal and telling us why we chose it, why we have these ingredients at this time of year, who the people are that wrote the recipe.
And that was the last in the lecture series, right? His presentation on the recipes.
Right.
Wow, was that fascinating?
Yes.
It was exciting to hear some of the recipes, some of the ones that he liked, some of the ones that he didn't like. I'm assuming he chose the ones that he likes for the meal.
Well, and that's the great thing about it, because he was saying, I actually tried making some of the stuff and trying to find those ingredients around.
Some ingredients have been hard for our caterers to come across as well. So it's been,
Wow.
we're working with Stewart's Catering here in Titusville, and they've been working through the whole process of researching the recipes and making sure we're using appropriate ingredients and bringing us things to taste test.
That's
So
great.
That's nice.
What was the one that fascinated me? I think a lot of people in the audience was like, was it the sarsaparilla where they had to add some, what was it?
The baking soda?
The baking soda,
Yeah.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
It was
we
great.
want to really do some experimental things at the event as well. And so that did sell out pretty quickly. Perhaps in the future we'll have another similar event, but we're very pleased. Additionally, with that David L. Weber Internship for Research, people can still donate to that, and people can just send a check. That money then goes right to the fund, which will support research students to come to Drakewell next year and beyond to really do the kind of research that David L. Weber did, which was intense, interesting research that's necessary at our site.
And the cookbook itself, is that available at the museum to purchase?
It is. It's $36.99 plus tax. We have a good amount of copies, but they are selling really quickly, and we think that will only continue once we get busy this summer.
Yeah. And some of those recipes are handed down from some pretty famous families from our area, correct?
Yeah, including Ida Tarbell's mother's recipes were included in there. And she actually was probably one of the people who entered the most recipes in the cookbooks during that time period, Bill said.
Wow. That's
Right.
fantastic.
Right.
So nice piece of history right there.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Do you want to share a little bit about our school tours before we talk about our last
Sure.
event?
We have a very busy season coming up. We weren't sure with just coming out of the pandemic how that was going to work, but I was looking at our schedule. We have about 15 school groups slated to come to Drakewell,
Wow.
and we're continuing to get calls. So we think in late May, early June, we'll see more. The other thing I wanted to share, and this goes back to the weekend that we're doing the spring gas up on Saturday the 7th. Sunday the 8th is Mother's Day. And we are going to be providing free admission for all moms to come to Drakewell.
Nice.
So nice opportunity to come out on Mother's Day and take a look around as well. So
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
School tours, when will they officially start then?
This week, coming up, next week.
yes,
Really?
yes.
Yeah, I
How-
think Wednesday or Thursday of this coming week we'll have the replica going, and yeah, the kids will be here, so it's very exciting to see that return to Drakewell.
And I'm sure it's just a thrill to hear that the sounds of the kids again, coming back. And it's funny the folks who say, I've been to Drakewell once, and that was on my field trip. It's a place you should go back. Well, yes, you should, because a lot has changed over the years.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely a lot has changed. Plus the tour and the experience is a lot different as an adult than it is when you're a kid.
Yeah.
So-
You're not standing in line waiting, punching your friend. You're actually paying attention to what's going on. So
We would hope.
we would hope.
Yeah, we would hope.
So that's Corey. Fourth grade when you went.
Yeah, I was in fourth grade. Yep,
So
absolutely.
yeah, that's and again, I think if you haven't been back in a while, come back and revisit. All right, so the school tours coming up in May again, and
All right, our big race
Uh-oh.
that we're really excited about, the Oil Creek 5 and 13 Stack Trail Race. We talked about it last month when we were here, and it's the race that used to be called the Meet You in 5K, or the Meet You in 5 Trail Race. Now it's called the Oil Creek 5 and 13 Stack Trail Race, and it is taking place on May 21st. We already have more registrants already signed up this year than ever before, and we still have a
Really?
month left to go.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're super excited. Jacob Kosker is our race director for this, and he is just really engaged in the community and having special events leading up to the race where we're doing practice runs at Drakewell on Saturday mornings. The race is either a 5-mile race starting at 7 a.m. or a 13-mile race starting at 8:30 a.m. Or to do the stacked race, you do both. So you keep going, basically. And there are prizes for all 3 categories. I think it's going to be very fun. We're seeing, like I said, a lot of community engagement with this race. And the big thing is this race is a partnership with the Titusville Area Trail Association to raise money to improve the trails around the region, specifically at the Jersey Bridge there, really making that connection from the Queen City Trail to the Oil Creek Bike Trail across Drakewell Road there safe for people, and to help guide those bike riders and runners and walkers to Drakewell, to the site as well.
oh, that's wonderful.
Right.
So where can folks go to sign up?
If they go to drakewell.org/events, they'll see all of our events listed,
Okay.
and on that list is the race. There's a link right there where they can register and find out really all the details. Just to keep in mind, though, May 1st is the early bird registration deadline. So if you want to get the best price, register before May 1st.
Okay.
And to make sure you get a T-shirt.
Are you both training for this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We're not
Yeah.
going to run. I think
Yeah.
I have to work the race, but my goal is to be able to do the run by the time the run takes place.
Wow.
My training has not been going well, Luke, so I
What?
am questionable.
Uh-oh.
But I am signed up to run the marathon in August.
Okay.
And that I will make sure to be doing.
And I'm not going to hold you to that, though, but we're expecting a good time here. But no, we were talking weather before coming on, and it's just been crazy. But I hopefully people have found time to be able to get out and.
The amount of people we see running, walking, and biking at Drakewell every single day is amazing. People in this community really are active.
That's great.
Yeah. You asked about if I'm training. I'm not training for this race, but I did want to throw a shout out to the Roughneck gravel bike robo race that's coming up. I know I can't pronounce it correctly, but it's the gravel bike ride. That's coming up at on May 21st, and it actually goes through all three of our historic sites. It will go through Drakewell, Pithole, and McClintock if you do the 100-mile run.
That's
or the 100-mile
Are you
ride.
doing the 100-mile ride?
I'm doing the 40-mile, so I'll go
Okay.
through Pithole.
Wow.
But
Maybe Luke's doing the 100-mile.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that.
I can see that. I can see Luke doing the 100-mile. I'll be right there with him.
As I'm
Yes, please.
100 miles in the life flight. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream Television and on Armstrong's Neighborhood Channel and listening to it on the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. The other thing with the bike race and everything that's going on, this brings a lot of visitors to our region, and they bring families with them. What a great opportunity to welcome those folks to tour the museum and to walk through the grounds. It's got to be very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I've been very impressed to learn in my short time here so far, Luke, is that we do get people from throughout the United States and internationally coming to Titusville specifically to see Drakewell. But we know when they're at Drakewell, they're here in the community doing other things. And, to think about this partnership with the trail run and the bike race and the partnerships that are being developed, it's exciting to see that, Drakewell is working with the community and the community is working with Drakewell.
Absolutely.
It's really cool to see.
Absolutely. And, all of this really is just the start of a really big summer at Drakewell. There's so much going on, and we know at the end of the summer, and there's a lot in between. I don't mean to skip over anything, but you've got, well, you mentioned the marathon, but Drake Day, the fall gas up, lantern tours, Wildcatter Festival at Pithole is coming up in July.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. Pithole opens on June 4th, which is a Saturday, and it will open for the season every weekend. But the Wildcatter Festival, will take place July 9th, and that's a reenacting kind of festival where you get to experience a little bit of what life would have been like back during that time. There should be a Civil War surgeon performing mock demonstrations at the event. Here,
Okay.
I know.
You stressed mock. That's
I know.
important.
We'll be
Very.
doing our lease sales where people can actually purchase a lease for one of the properties at Pithole. That's
wow.
a thing people like to do. And we did get confirmation that the Magic Bus food truck will be with us this year.
Nice.
So that's a big draw.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so July 9th, mark it on your calendar.
And then, of course, so much excitement. I know we're talking fall, but the Pithole Lantern Tours,
Yes.
everybody talks about those.
Yeah,
We
last
love
year
them
they
here.
sold out really quickly, and this year we had to have limited amounts of people last year. But this year we expect it to be busy as well. October 1st will be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, we've asked you this before, but sitting here now and just kind of looking back, your time spent with us here, what are your thoughts on everything that's been going on at Drakewell?
Well, I've really enjoyed the 7 months I've been up here so far as the acting site administrator. And there's a great team out there at Drakewell. And what I don't think a lot of people realize is we have two organizations working together. We have the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania that has 6 employees, and we have the Friends of Drakewell, which has 6, 7, 8. The number keeps
Seasonal.
changing. When you add in, we now have 4 different
Replica.
gentlemen operating the replica, and we have a couple of interns coming in. But it takes that strong team between both the Commonwealth and the Friends of Drakewell to make things happen. And I've just been very impressed with how they work together and how much they get done and all the things that are being planned for the year.
That's wonderful. Are there opportunities if somebody says, you know what, this is something I'd like to do. Maybe I'm retiring and I'd like to help out somehow. Are there opportunities? Can they come down and talk to somebody down at Drakewell?
Yes, Sarah Goodman is our volunteer coordinator and our museum educator. If you contact the museum by phone at any point or even emailing us there, we can put you in touch. There's all kinds of opportunities for volunteers, from gardening to tour docents to, really something for everyone. Just even sitting at our front museum desk greeting people when they come through makes a big difference to our visitors. So
Yeah,
please get in touch.
Working in maintenance, helping to restore some of the equipment that is out there. There really is something for everybody.
Jerry could use some help, I think.
Poor Jerry.
Poor Jerry, yeah. But you know what's interesting is when you look at the visitor logs and you see where people come from. They come from all over. It's not like Pittsburgh and here. There's those, but Iowa, California.
Wow.
It's incredible to see.
For
where
many
folks are
people,
traveling.
Drakewell is a destination that's a lifelong destination, a place they want to see in their lifetime. So they will take that detour off of their long trip to come, no matter where they're coming through from. It's
Yeah.
really amazing to hear the stories of those people.
And you're seeing stories now. It's kind of it's a weird split. It seems like you're hearing people saying, well, with prices and inflation and all that, it's going to be another staycation. But you're also hearing people that maybe haven't traveled a whole lot during the pandemic, and they're saying, okay, I need to get out. It doesn't matter what it's going to cost me. But it seems like you're going to have a nice flow of folks who are looking for things to do here locally, and then people that just want to travel and go to a destination place, place where they can ride the train, go to the museum, hit the waterways or the bike trails or the the walking trails. There's really a lot to offer folks here.
Yeah, Titusville really has a nice package of things for people to do. We should be very impressed. Sometimes I think when you live in a place, you don't realize just how much you offer to the public.
Yeah.
People who aren't from a place can often see more about that than you can.
Yeah, and that's even get in your car and just go to the next community.
Yes.
and
Right.
visit to see what they have there. The Venango Museum. Meadville's, they just restored their train station, and there's just so much that's going on. And folks like yourselves who are stepping up and saying, hey, look at what we have to offer. There's some great opportunities.
Yeah, and we have to think of
Right.
ourselves as a region to be successful, I think. It can't just be Drakewell or the Venango Museum. It has to be all of us working together and promoting it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
How long does it take to prepare all of this? Because it doesn't just happen overnight. And since you guys have been coming back on, I know you've been talking about these things that are, down the road, summer's coming, but here we are. Again, this is stuff that has been in the planning phases for quite a while.
Right. It all depends on what you're talking about. Our school tours are very similar but get tweaked every year and update a little bit. An exhibit might take 9 months to a year or longer. In fact, we should probably mention later this year we are going to be opening a racing exhibit. And I know that has been in the works now for well over a year. And we have been getting some very neat donations related to NASCAR and motorsports and all. So that's coming up. But so some of these things do take a while. The Densmore has been how many years? 2 years?
No.
3?
Over 10 yes.
Wow.
Really a long time. Ask Sue, but but yeah, so sometimes it takes years to make a thing happen, sometimes months, but I really think our team there does a good job working together.
But speaking of the Densmore, we can let you know that the tanks are on site, the staves are on site. We're going to be doing a workshop, I believe, later this summer to put that together and finish that exhibit up.
That's wonderful. Real quick, is it dusting off the book on school tours and trying to refresh on how things were done, or is it like riding a bike and, again, just a few tweaks and you're ready to go?
I think
Yes.
riding a
Yes.
That's a good answer.
If folks have any questions about anything going on, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, give us a call at 814-827-2797. Email us at drakewell@verizon.net, or check out our website at drakewell.org.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Luke.
thanks.
Nice job.
Luke.
Real quick, Erin, what'd you learn today?
Oh my goodness, I learned about all of the wonderful events that are happening at Drakewell this summer.
Yeah. Michael, how about you?
I learned the weather's going to get nicer.
By July. Corey, what'd you learn?
I learned that after coming back home since for about 20 years that Drakewell has more to offer than I ever thought of. So,
Excellent. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.